Prince Harry truly is your world simply going to pot. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to see you, nice to have your company. Whatever you're doing, keep careful, keep safe, as I often say. Let's all have a big wave. You know, I can't wave to you, I'm holding the camera. But it is all, yes, I can see you can't be, but yes, come on, get it together. Let's have a really big wave today. That's our exercise for today. Some people, well, mine sometimes it is, let me tell you, get exhausted doing this job, as you can imagine, never ending. But what's interesting here on a more serious note is that Prince Harry, on his blitz of media, going around the world talking about exactly how troubled and difficult his life has become, well, seemingly he's kind of hit, well, shall we say, pop bottom. And the bottom line is this: as we know, Harry is not the most intelligent of people, and I don't mean that unkindly. It's all there on record to see how he basically scraped into Eton, scraped into Sandhurst, could not really be promoted within the British Army because he couldn't necessarily pass the exam. But what's really come out of that particular book and all the onslaught against the British monarchy is just really how out of touch, out of connected he is with reality. And as I say, I'm not being necessarily unkind. What the other problem is as well is his grip on the reality of what truly happened. Even in the book, he seemingly cannot correlate basic information about what happened in his own life, where he was. Now, as many people watching this show will know, if there's one thing you can find out about the British monarchy, everything is documented. So, you know, truly, if you wanted to know where Prince Charles was on a certain day, in a certain year, at a certain time, more or less you could find it, you know? And it's the same with Prince Harry. I do not understand why the ghost writer, who sat through all of this particular book, didn't bother to go into such detail. It wouldn't have been that difficult to find out exactly the true story behind that. But now there's bigger problems arising regarding his alleged drug taking. He's openly spoken about this in his book, and even at the age of 36 admitted that he was still smoking individual sources. You know, I'll leave that one for you to work out. Now, the bigger problem for him is this, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, but the people that are paying him money, you know, the companies, chief impact officer, Better Up, all of that sort of thing, this doesn't bode well for their brand. Because if you recall, Prince Harry told everybody, if you don't like your job, simply quit it. Let's wonder what he'd been taking that particular day then, yes? Of course, that reverberated around the world and created an absolute backlash. But the bigger problem now for Harry is this: how can you put yourself out there as a mental health, wellness sort of person, knowing the fact, which is now openly admitted in print, that he isn't necessarily with reality? You get the picture. It just doesn't sit well. Even these bosses that first loved and adored him when he first became free as a member of the British monarchy are now scratching their heads, wondering exactly what to do with this rather troubling aspect, because now whatever he puts out, whatever he says, people are going to look and say, really? Now, the celebrated author of Revenge, Tom Bower, has openly come out over here on the British media and claimed, as ever, we have to say allegedly, that Prince Harry continues to smoke drugs over in his Montecito mansion. So the bottom line is this: while Harry's opened a can of his own worms, will this now be his own undoing? And quite simply, everything he's fought for, strived for, and hoped to achieve, seemingly now could turn to pot. And that really will be the bite of reality. But as ever, his own hand that forced it. I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. How far has Prince Harry truly fallen? And what possessed him to reveal so much to a complete stranger in a book for really quite a few dollars, but not life-changing, not the way they spend? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.